Well, good morning, everybody. I was a little late getting I forgot to schedule my StreamYard, so I didn't get my notice out. I just I made it about 15-20 minutes ago, maybe 30. I cannot find my feathers. Oh, sorry about making you look at my back for a minute. At least you gotta look at my logo. Y'all know the drill. Share me out. Share yourselves out. If you're mods, share out the not mods. Oh, I tell you what, this heart attack got me tired. I just don't seem like I get enough sleep. I keep waking up late, and I ain't got up this late in a long time. I keep getting up like after 6 and almost 7. Some days. I ain't never slept so much in my life. Whoops, I pulled that feather out. But, my body trying to kill me. Actually, if I'd ate better, I probably wouldn't have been in the eat less bacon. So what we got here is a 3/16. I had a brain fart for a minute. We got a 3/16 here, and so that's bigger than a 1/8, but smaller than a quarter. Right there between the two. Let's go up real quick and say good morning to who all's in here so far. All right, we got Stuart and Norman, Keith. That's Joe Buck 66. CFO, so Catfish Fever Outdoors. Deborah. Looks like that's all that's said something in chat so far. So good morning, everybody. We're tying up some skipjack. I don't like that point on there. We're tying up some skipjack jigs this morning, and they wanted the heavier, so I could not find my old mold. I know I had a 3/16 mold. I just don't use it very often, and then everybody wanting that size lately, I just had to go get another one. So, and was to put some flash in it, so I'm probably going to put a little extra flash in these since they're a bigger jig. Normally only take one piece and fold it in half, but I noticed I sound a little somber this morning, so I'm a little congested. I spent a lot of time yesterday doing stuff, and I probably shouldn't have did as much as I did. I kind of wore out. Chad, good morning. Thank you, bud. Shared me out. Stuart shared me out. Yeah, so I'm tired. I'm just exhausted. But yesterday went out to the farm. I got the lower end back on the boat, and realized that I thought I was only going to have to replace one buckboard, but I think I'm going to have to replace all 6 of them. Which, there's going to be. Hey, watch it. Don't be lifting her belly, dear. I know, but you don't need to pick her up. Let her be.
gonna run?
Yeah, because you hurt her, dear. Naomi wants to pick this puppy up so bad because she had we went and got her fixed. So she got a hole that big, slit in her belly. And Naomi wants to keep picking her up. And it's a Chihuahua. So when you pick her up, it just whines and wants to bite the tar out of you, which I told her squeeze her snout shut and tell her no and, train her not to bite you. Because later on, it'll be way worse. Just leave her alone while she's hurt. That's the biggest thing. There's plenty of places for her to lay down. I don't mean to be yelly, but 3/16 is a sweet spot. Well, see, this morning on Buggy's show, everybody kind of seemed to think it was too heavy. So, but that right there is what, that and white was the two main things they wanted. So, and it was Daryl, so he's like something about the, now I just forgot what they was fishing, where they was fishing. They said they needed this heavy, because you put 3 of these together, that's all you can use there. And so you put 3 of these things together and you get just a little over a half ounce. And they were saying that if you use the 1/8 ounce, they're having to put split shots and stuff on there to make up the extra weight. So I was like, well, I told Mama, I was like, I guess I got to buy a new mold because I can't find my other mold. I broke that. All right. When you break it, I'll go like this, and then I'll twist this around and relock that back in. Maybe do it again. Then you're going to lose your feather, maybe. Nope, I got it. Rosie, quit licking my elbow, hun. Driving me nuts. My dog keeps licking my elbow. She wants my attention. I think she just wants out again, but she was just out. She can deal with it. She probably wants the puppy, and the puppy's hiding underneath furniture. She just wants to lick that baby's wound, and that's the worst thing that she could do right now is want to lick that baby's wound. What come between 16th and an 8th? Well, that would be 3/16, or between the 16th and an 8 would be 3/32. I had to think for a minute and do my math in my brain. And some of these are going to probably be a little bit different in length, but I don't think much. No, that one has a tip on it, so it shadows out and makes me think of it look funny. I mean, they're moving so fast anyways when they're doing for skips. I'm surprised the fish can even see the jig. I think all they're doing, because the skipjack, aren't skipjack kind of like crappie? They feed up a little bit. I think that's what somebody said this morning, is that they feed up. So, I mean, 90% of your fish feed up because the prey can't see the fish coming from down below if it's dark enough and got the right coloring on its body. That's why the top of fish are camouflage, predator fish are camouflage like they are, and the bottoms are usually white. That way when you look up, they're just seeing the white. God made them fish to be able to hide and eat and everything, live off of everything else. And this is a large chenille too. Man, I don't like that wrap right there. I need to be a little tighter so it lays right. There you go. I almost had like a collar, and I don't like that. I want it smooth all the way up. I like them smooth. Matt, welcome in, bud. Didn't see you there. Yeah, I was drawing a blank, and Google was like, what? What could skim your bait across the top? Catch skipjack. That's what I like. A fly rod. Hey, fly rod and skipjack would be fun. I've never caught a skipjack, but I see y'all catching skipjack, and they look like terrors. Rowdy, good morning to you, sir. Would it be Rowdy Royal? Of course, I can't see the icon. Hopefully, you're a sir, because I said howdy, sir. I got so many people on here that I talk to. I can't remember some of the YouTubers. I can't remember names to faces, or I can't remember faces to, and it's like I struggle so much with trying to remember who everybody is. And now, if everybody comes in on a regular basis, I remember who they are. And the dang, you're always little icons so small. I can't see if they're. I can barely tell there's a person there, much less tell if it's a man or a woman. Even my icon down at the bottom. Only reason why I know it's me is because I can see that I'm in a wheelchair and holding the fish. I remember the picture. I can't even make out what Stuart's icon says, but I know it says Stuart the Fish Whisperer. Uh, Did I miss River Rat? Was he in here? Ernest? See, he's always comments on my Facebook, so I remember him very easily. Some of y'all that I've mailed stuff to several times too. That's how I remember. I remember more when I write something down like that in the image in my head because I visually saw it. If that makes sense. Yeah, that one's way too long. I can tell by looking at it. So what you could do is you go back in here and just like which one's too long. This one's too long. And this one is too long. So cut just a so you can adjust these jigs. Yeah, I can't get into that one. That was just barely too. That's like I said, them skipjack is swimming so fast, they ain't gonna care. I love fly fishing for species just that are here. Put it up. I'm gonna click on it so I can read it better. Yeah. Like you're gonna catch a catfish off a bait more than you are a fly, but a fly, well, you'll catch some. Tribulations ready survival. How you doing? I'm gonna go fishing today at the least, maybe. That wind's starting to whip pretty good out there, but we'll see. Me and Gregory will go hide in the wind. Or out of the wind. We'll go hide in the wind. No way. I meant we'll go hide out of the wind. So that'll be happening today. We probably won't go until after lunch when the wind's really picking up. I don't know. We may just go this morning and go until lunch. If the crappie are biting good, then we'll be doing good. It's good to see all y'all too. Good to see you, Mike. Austin, good morning. Austin, I'm gonna be working on your jigs over the weekend. I'm sorry I'm behind, bud. Let's see something here real quick. That was actually. Hold on a minute, guys. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just trying to check something here.
With thyroid eye disease, I hid from the camera, and I wanted to hide from the world. For years,
I'm trying to remember what I was asked to even make.
Tepezza is the only medicine that treats TBD at the source, not just the symptoms. In a clinical study,
It's been too long since I've had this conversation. Okay, so these are 3/16 right here, Austin. That's what these are. I like some black. Oh, I better not read them all out loud, I guess, huh? You might be hiding what you want. Yeah, I'll get. I got a bunch of these poured up yesterday, and I'm working on the order that was right before what you wanted, bud. So yours will be. If I get this one done this morning, then yours will be later today. I'm going to try to get this one done so I can get it out in the mail. I'm not going very fast this morning. I'm just tired. Tim Lude, Mom and Son's Train, Retired Rick. Welcome in, everybody. I did too much yesterday again. I can't. It's hard to stop myself. I just want to go, 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 go. And I'm paying for it today. I'm tired. Lost my scissors for a minute. But today's going to be a slow day because I'm going to go fishing. Now watch, I'll go fishing and we'll be catching pound and a quarter crappie all day long and I'll wear myself out fishing. Which wouldn't be, I mean, it's not going to be a bad thing. But I want them feathers, man. Them on that rack. Like these ones, look how long these ones are and see how short these ones are. They're just kind of, I wasn't getting the look I was wanting and it's driving me nuts. See, I want this. That's what I want. There you go. Yeah, now see, I like that. That's way better. Oh, chat! I wasn't paying attention to chat all the way there. Permanent Days, Comfort Food, and More. Welcome in. I thought I missed somebody. Who else did I miss? Solo. I missed you too. I'll probably miss more than that. Let me go back up and check. Oh, Tim Lude. All right, I think that's everybody. Rick. So I had to go buy a new mold. I can't find my other dang mold. But I'll put what's going to happen is I'm going to come across it. I'll give it away then. I mean, these molds last forever. As long as you don't abuse them. And see, when you get a kinky one, you just kind of tug it a little bit and it'll lay down. Some of them pieces of that material flash stuff, they get bent and then they just stick off in wonky angles. That dude on TV is screaming. He's all excited. Yeah, so I got the lower end on the boat yesterday. That's what I kind of, like I said, I did too much. But I got the lower end done on the boat. I got... are all the dogs in the house?
Little LA.
Was she outside? I gotta make sure my dog, all the dogs are in here. Where's
Okay.
Rosie?
Rosie? Our dog, Roselli.
Oh, was she out or in? She might be out, Naomi. Did you let her back in? Ellie. Yeah, better go hunt a dog down. Probably got left out. She in there trying to eat?
No. Stuck in the back garage.
She went around the car when you came in, didn't she? Yeah, she.
Laying by the door.
I thought I heard somebody. I thought I heard something banging on the door.
Like, I went in.
She was sitting by the
Sorry.
shop door. That's funny. What? It's classed as
Ellie.
spamming chat, man.
Ellie.
Hey David, what kind of paint would you recommend using on a jig head? I use powder paint, which means you got to use a heat source, so a gun or a lighter or a candle, or there's a lot of, you just keep it out of the yellow flame, because if you put it in the yellow flame, you're going to smoke out your head. So I use a heat gun. I use it on high. I get my jig head warm. I don't get them hot. So when I dip it in the powder does not melt onto the head. It just basically sticks to the head. So, and then when you come out, it'll have that kind of dry look, because like I said, I don't let them gloss out. And then I'll put them on a baking rack like this. And then I stick them in my oven in my shop. And I use, I do it out in the shop now, because Naomi got tired of it stinking up the house, and I got such a good deal on an electric oven. I had 220 right there. So, well, I had the breaker box right there, so I can run 220, because I didn't have 220 yet. I'll put it in myself. So then I got my oven hooked up, and now I bake them out in the garage, so she don't have to smell the powder. But like I said, the heat guns, you may not know this, but the heat guns have a magnetic polarity or magnetic force that kind of comes out. So basically, like a static electricity caused by the metal coils in there and the fan and everything pushing heat. So it builds static. And when you put it over the heat gun, I literally go 1, 2, 1, 2, and that's it. And then I dip it in the powder. But I don't use a flow bench or nothing like that. I just use the little containers that the powder come in. And every 10 jigs or so, I'll put the lid back on and I'll roll it to loosen up the powder inside. And then I'll take the lid off. And when I put the jig down in there, I kind of like wiggle it down in there, so I'm not covering the head. I mean the eyelet. I'm just covering the head. And when I do that, see what it is here. I'll show you an example. So like one that I didn't get enough powder on, so I went ahead and double dipped it. Well, with these powders, you get basically a unicorn or a cone head or a knot head or whatever. So, and that right there is just because it had a little bit too much powder on there, and it flowed out to the head. Now you can do this to where you get little stands where they stick up like this, and that will flow down onto the collar, and you'll never get that. But to me, it just makes a funny little, like the cartoon where he got knotted on the head with a hammer or something, and get a big old knot grow out of his head. That's what that does. I'll use it. I won't tie a jig on it maybe, but I'll use it for gulp and stuff like that. I mean, it is what it is. And I only get like one of these out of every maybe 100 I pour. So, and it's usually because I don't get enough powder up by the eyelet because of the way I do it. And I go in there and I try to get more on there, and then I get too much. So, but that's fine. It's just a, jig to pass on to Gregory or use myself. Sometimes you just want a jig and a worm. If you're fishing a jig and a worm, they don't care if it's got a knot on its head. What do you do with that poor jig? Quit baiting your jigs. Quit beating my jigs. The those kind of jigs ain't no big deal. I'll still use them. The hook is still good. The hook is still sharp. Sometimes I will tie sometimes
Got up for bed.
a jig on there and just go for it. I wonder if this piece is long enough. We'll short tie there.
Go lay down.
I just, like I said, guys, I'm tired these days, so it's just taking me longer to do things. And fish don't care about pretty. I know that. They don't even, most of the fish can't even see the colors you're doing. So, like, this color to a crappie is more white than anything because of the color spectrums that crappie can see. They see more in a sheen, but they're also upfeeders. So if it's bright out, they're not seeing nothing but a shadow. So, and it's the twitch that usually gets the reaction out of a crappie, in my opinion. I may not be right, but I do catch a lot of crappie. This last couple of weeks, I ain't caught a single one, but I've only been fishing twice, and we just went to the farm pond. Actually, we went fishing 3 times, but twice twice at the like we went to the farm pond, didn't get nothing really, so we came back into town, and instead of unloading the gear, we just went to the city park pond, and we did catch some stuff there. That one's a little sparse on the tail, but it'll be all right. And oh, hey Sampy, how you doing? um so Austin, I'll message you later with uh today or tomorrow about getting your jigs done. And I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate everybody that gets jigs. Just like I said, these days with what went on with my heart and stuff, be patient with me. I'll get you. Took me almost 2 weeks to get out a couple rod holders that were bought and paid for, and I felt so bad about not being able to get them out, but wasn't able to get to the post office and wasn't able to really go in the shop and get them packed. That rest of that feather looks like crap. Wasn't able to get the rest of or get them packaged up and stuff because I had to go in and paint in the shop, and my wife wouldn't let me in the shop until the doctor said I could be in the shop. Even painting and stuff, she didn't want me out there. I go out there and pour jigs, and she'd come out every 5 minutes checking on me. It's understandable, but it also drives me nuts. Nah, that's too much feather, ain't it? See, I either put too much in it these days when it whips, and then I just scratch the head, I think. That's okay. Terry B, Tom. Scared the crap out of me. I that was my thing, was at CatCon with Naomi being sick and me not feeling well myself, and then all the excitement and everything. People look so much different on YouTube than they did in person, and I was kind of scared to go up to a few of the people. I kind of recognized them, but I didn't. So if I stared at you at an odd gaze from afar, I was trying to make up my mind in my brain who you was, and I did. I was I was like a little nervous to just go up and be like, "Hey," like I said hi to Chad twice. I even tried to give him jigs again. He should have just said, "Oh, thank you." I just, like I said, it was just such a weekend, and it was something else. I had a great time. I was glad to get to meet everybody I did. Still can't believe that River Certified Spencer had my shirt on. That's kind of cool. I mean, I know we're all we're all people and we're all the same and all that, but when somebody that's, technically, super big time, has your gear on, it just makes you feel all giddy inside like a little girl.
may well continue to do so given the trend lines with consumers that simply don't appear to be buying them at a tremendously high rate. All right, also too, when we speak to some of the car dealership owners, Ryan, they point to
You got your jigs and you love your jigs. I know I seen you post it the other day. Yeah, those are. I tied up. Well, what the reason I like sharing, you know I do, but the reason why you ended up with them sour truce ones instead of the fluorescent yellow, you ended up with the fluorescent sour trucey ones, was because at first it didn't dawn on me looking at the picture. I just looked at the small picture, so to me it kind of looked sour trucey, so that's what I tied. And oh, I'm changing colors here, Dave. Changing colors so y'all ain't looking at the same thing over and over. So I tied up, actually tied up the whole 20 as that sour truce, but then I realized what I did. So then I had to go over and get some more chenille because I ran out of chenille, and got yours tied up in the proper color. And so I was like, well, I'll just give you those 10. And then I kept the other 10 for myself. So, hey, what? Quit licking my arm. Give the dog some attention. Yeah, it was awesome meeting you too, Stans. Yeah, it was. And then, of course, I got to meet 2 Stans and 3 Stans at the same time, in person anyway. David, what are you doing? Pay attention. White, 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 white. Where's your white feathers, Dave? I want white. I want white. Get some nice size ones in there. This end looks better. Sometimes they sew these so good you can't pull them feathers out, so you just got to get in there and clip that string and start pulling stuff apart. See, like I already clipped all them feathers, but that one. I actually guess there's a couple of short ones in there too. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't normally pack on that many at once, but they are Skippy jigs. Why are you whining so much, Rosie? You just want that puppy.
Get the puppy.
The puppy's down where you can get her. Okay, now, where'd my... I'll put my... With these white, I'm going to run silver for the flash. And put that many pieces on there. I can find the end of it. And then save that for the... I could use that for the next one. That might be a little bit much. That was 3 pieces folded in half, so that was 6. Yeah, and then when you that's like a lot, but I like it. Anyways, now I gotta find my white chenille. I don't even know if I got any white large. I got white medium. White medium will work, but I'll go fast through it. Find the end of it anyway. Don't you touch that. The dog's trying to get my chenille. Quit licking my elbow. Naomi, can you please do something with her? Go feed her some more or something. If Lily ate it or Ellie ate. Got me too many dogs in this house, woman. Okay, let me get the names right. Go see if they want some more food since Ellie most likely ate it all. See, that silver had a kinky one, right? I don't know why that bothers me so much when those are bent, but get off of there. There, that is white as white can get white, just like me. Oh, oh, it was so funny. Not. Double tie these 1, 2, 3 so they stay locked in because them skips got some teeth. I've seen pictures. I seen skipjacks in person, and I've seen people catch them. I just never caught one. So we'll do. Should have used the snake as cut bait. Somebody must have got a snake. I'll leave the snakes alone. Even the poisonous ones, they're there for a reason. I just avoid them. In my area, we don't have nothing really poisonous except for, I mean, every once in a while somebody finds a copperhead, but or a prairie rattler. But we don't have moccasins here, water moccasins. We have water snakes. We don't have no poisonous ones here. The closest poisonous snakes to me would be El Dorado, which is like an hour away. I mean, they're close, they're just not here. Our river system over here is more like a creek, and the water moccasins like heavier water, rocky areas, stuff like that. We're all sand. We're the beginning of the sand dunes that come off the Rocky Mountains and flow, all that sand that flows through Colorado and West Kansas. Hey, you know what? I did not put no flash on that. Hold your horses, David. I wish that would just straighten all out. That way I can get the proper amount here.
Well, Sean, just to point out a couple of things. My family is.
Come on, David. Yeah, that wasn't enough. I need another piece to keep it all the same. Keep it all the same. All right. I'll fix that. The extras in a minute. These ones going to look a little skinnier because of the chenille is a medium. But that's probably not a bad thing for skips. Shad Daddy, welcome in. Always doing Yeah, we got some timber rattlers around here. I don't think we've had a diamondback in Kingman County for 20 odd years, 30 years. And that was like very southern Kingman, which is then only 35 miles away from Oklahoma. All right. Trim that piece and set it up there. See, those are good jigs. And white is another one that's hard to pour. You get a lot of cone heads when you do white. You know, I've had. Oh, really, Terry? My blood work. Yeah, see, I don't want to I'm going to take care of myself because if I ever get a pacemaker or something like that, I can't weld no more. That'd kill me. I like working on cars too much. It's killing me not being able to work on my Rambler. Diet and exercise, yep. That's what I was told. Of course, I changed my diet. So I'm eating clean. No sugars, no carbohydrates. except for what comes out of the fruit and the vegetables. And I'm eating chicken. And if I eat pork, I'm eating the center cut pork with no fat in it. So like a pork loin. And I've only had twice. I've had pork twice since then, and I won't eat beef ever again, just because beef has too much fat inside of it. So I'll change my diet. It ain't a big deal to me. I don't care. I've always been a person that I eat what's there. And if I tell myself I can't have it, like I haven't had bread and carbs for years, except for once in a while we'll get pizza and I'll indulge in the pizza, but then I'll pay for it because I get all phlegmy because I have a gluten allergy. So, and then I haven't had soda pop for 12 years, which, I mean, not too many people can say that. I just don't like the taste of the sweet. I don't really, I mean, the only candy I really like is Reese's, and that's just because it's chocolate and peanut butter. I'm just as happy as eating a teaspoon of peanut butter as I am a Reese's cut. But I can still eat peanuts and I can still eat peanut butter as long as it don't have soy oil in it. Yeah, and see, for breakfast I eat 3 eggs only. I just scramble them. I kind of partially cook them. I'll break them off and put them in the skillet, and then when the whites get about a third of the way done, then I scramble. But I leave the to where it cooks some of the yolk solid too. Good morning, Jamaican. Just trying to see everybody that was talking up there. Yeah, I'll eat right for the rest of my life. I mean, it ain't no big deal to me. I'm not habit forming, so like if I don't want to do something, I just don't do it. So, but now I've already in the 2 weeks since I've had my heart attack, I've already dropped almost 10 pounds again. But it's because I'm eating so clean. So like breakfast, I'm eating 3 eggs, which in the 90s they said don't eat eggs, don't eat eggs. But now there's enough lecithin in the eggs that it counteracts any cholesterol that you get. And you need a little bit of cholesterol. They're also finding out that if you have too low of a diet of cholesterol, you're more prone to Alzheimer's and stuff because the cholesterol actually cushions your brain itself. The cholesterol is the lubricant that helps your neurons travel through your brain. So you need a little bit of cholesterol, but the cholesterol that I'm getting is out of cheese. And the only thing I'm eating is cottage cheese and it's low fat. So I'm getting 15 grams of or 15 milligrams of carbohydrates or grams of, however they say it, 15 carbohydrates basically is all I'm getting um, in a given day, really, besides what carbohydrates you get out of the egg, or carbohydrates, cholesterol you get out of the eggs. So, but I'm eating a salad for lunch or some kind of vegetation for lunch, maybe with chicken. And then for dinner, I'm eating the chicken for the most part and vegetables, but mostly vegetables. No one ever eats right. Every week they come out with something new that's bad for you. Whenever sales on food go down, they'll say it's bad. Yeah. But the way I'm eating is by saying that I'm eating clean is I'm not getting any sugars or carbs or bad fats. But like I said, I'm not habit forming, so it doesn't bother me to do or not. Here I am trying to do what sour truce again. Get that over out of the way. Burrito. Kelly. I probably missed other people too. Y'all know me. I get to tying and just thinking of things and talking just to fill the dead space. It's nice to. I mean, you watch some tying, some jig tying and stuff. Dude, don't say nothing the whole time, like play music or something like that. And to me, that's not interacting. So some of these might be a little longer than others, but like I said, they're all for skippies, so it don't matter. That was too many. Pull that one out, set it aside. How many people in here has a cardiac issue? I myself had open heart surgery. See, I would hate to have open heart surgery because of being in the wheelchair. I wouldn't be able to propel myself for 6 months. Well, I don't know how long, but it'd be a long time. I'd have to rely on people to push me around and all that. Hey, I gotta go to the bathroom. Come push me. And there ain't no way I'm getting an electric chair because once you get an electric chair, they won't let you go back to a freaking manual chair for some reason. Insurance is nuts. But I'm gonna slow down. I'm not gonna make it. I'm gonna still do my rod holders and stuff, but I'm not gonna go crazy like I was trying. If y'all, uh, want a rod holder and stuff, be patient with me. I get one done, but if you ain't that patient and you want one right now, go over and hit up Adam at Cat Claws. He'll sell you one of his for sure. His are a lot prettier welds than mine for sure because he tigs. And one of these days I'll learn to tig. I need to stop procrastinating about things. That's my biggest thing is I get comfortable in doing something and I really don't want to do something different. I guess that is that kind of habit forming within itself.
When you call Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm, your very own army springs into action immediately to fight you.
Oh, Austin, I didn't realize that. That sucks, bud. Prayers for you that they can put that off as long as possible. T. Stan said it's been stressful dealing with Daryl these last. Well, if we're talking about the same Daryl, these jigs are his. I only know of one Daryl in our catfishing community. So we get this all tied in here.
So again, it's a photo of a murdered man by the name of Sonny Lord.
All right. Need another one or two. I'm getting ready for a show tonight and a tournament tomorrow because of the stressful day. Yeah, I know. Austin is just a kid. They're having a baby coming up, I think. Yeah. Yeah, most of us are 20 to 30 years older than Austin, probably. I'm 50, so I'm getting up there. I didn't think I was old yet until I had a heart attack. Now I feel old. I feel it. I feel it. I feel the age creeping on me. Here I hate laying stuff on my dang computer when I'm doing this because then when I start to try to grab it and pick it up, I'll move that cursor everywhere. All right. Matter of fact, that piece just go in the trash. Get some of this untangled again. I miss something. 1 ton art. Hey bud, how you doing? Welcome in. Hope y'all are doing well. Hope everybody's having a good day. Happy Good Friday to all y'all. Maybe I shouldn't be working on Good Friday, but I think the Lord will understand that I had a show this morning. I am going to go enjoy the day and all that He created later by going and catching some crappie, I hope. Might even take a few of these big ones. Where I'm going, we're going after 2-pounders. And usually we catch 1 1/4. So, in other words, AKA the least. Dave, what is your preferred knot for jig fishing? Or some knots? Okay, so like everybody. All right, Solo. Here, let me. Everybody stop typing so fast so I can catch it. All right, so here's a question that Solo's asked. Dave, what's your preferred knot for jigs? Okay, y'all gonna think I'm crazy, but I will show you the knot I do for jigs. Let me find some fishing line here. Maybe something that y'all can see. What? There's some 8, so maybe y'all can see this 8 on camera. Can you see that? No, not well enough, in my opinion. Oh. Actually, Gregory or Matthew, can you go out to the shop on the shelf where or never mind, I got some right. I'm going to move my camera for a second because I got some. That's what my camera was propped up with. I'll show y'all the knot I use. And y'all going to think I'm nuts. You're going to be like, oh, that's going to break. But you know what? I don't break off that often. Even when I'm pulling, I break the line usually at the bobber before I break it anywhere else. Curtis Cunningham, welcome in. Monty Sheets, welcome in. All right, here's my hook that I use. We'll use Mr. Conehead here. Okay, this is my knot that I use. So go through there. And this way you can go clear up here and tie clear up here. And then you can have another one on your end. So what I do is I just loop the line through there one time like this. And I go like this, like you're going to tie a balloon. And I take that jig through there. 1, 2, 3. This line's thicker. So 3 times. Then I pinch right here and I pull that knot down. Now with lighter line, it's going to make it easier. And that's all I do. I make a knot like that. Now with the lighter line, it's going to be a smaller knot. Now what that is you got your line here. Now you have another one where you can tie down here, or you can just clip this off. And that gives you your loop knot. So that's what I do for all my crappie fishing. And you guys see me catch 1 1/4 pounds, 1.5 pounds, sometimes 2-pound crappie off that exact knot. And then I've caught 5-pound bass off that knot. But it just and then if you don't want 2 on there, if you're fishing with 2 and you decide that they're trying to helicopter in the air too much, or you just don't want 2, you can just clip the one off and you still have the other one tied up. So, but that's what I do. But also I'll retie every maybe 10 fish or so. I'll retie. And there's been days where I haven't retied and I've caught 50 fish off that same knot. So it may not be the most popular knot, but it's very easy. It's easy for kids to learn. And it's basically just making a loop and running through it 3 times and then pulling it tight. So And the reason why I do use that is because it was very simple to teach to the kids. And like I said, I've even caught 5 or 6 pound channel cat jigging with that knot on 4 and 2 pound line, and it holds just fine.
Hilly.
Yeah, see, and the thing is the loop knot. The reason why I like a loop knot is because even in just holding it here, you can see that jig moves very freely. Now, if you tie a fisherman's knot and you're fixed to it, that jig is just going to sit there and basically be with your line. But this way, when you pull up, it's so with the loop knot, when you pull up, that jig's going to go like that. And then when it resettles, it's going to want to resettle and it's going to be more natural moving. So now y'all take all that with a grain of salt. I never use that knot. I've used that knot on all my line except for two. See, and I'll use it on everything, even my 2 pound line. Um, but with the thing is, the key is when you go to cinch down, wet it with your mouth in the water, whatever. Just wet it a little bit so you don't put friction onto your line and burn through the line. I use it on 2 pound, and it doesn't. I mean, I don't have no problem with it. I've caught pound-and-a-half fish, 2 pound fish on 2 pound line. So, but each to their own. If you don't like that knot, then you can also do the one. Here, I'll show you that real quick. Get off of there. Okay. Uh, so the other knot that I would use. Hi, Jody. So the other knot I would use is like, first you're going to tie a little loop in there like this. You're going to tie a loop in there like that. So you're just going to tie a loop in there. You're going to take your tag in, go through there like that. Pull down to the loop. Quit licking my elbow. Go like this. Quit. Dang dog. Then you're going to go through this to where your line lays through the knot the same way your other did. You're going to pull down to about right there. You're going to pull that one a little bit tight, but not all the way tight. And then you're going to go 1, 2, 3, and then go back through your loop. And then cinch it on. And then that'll give you a loop knot. So, and then you can trim that off. But if you're just tying a lead, like a leader or whatever, to tie the leader, you'd make a loop like this. Then you make another loop in front of it. Then you put that tag between the two and then pull the top loop through the bottom loop. And that's just a snell knot. Or is that what that's called? That's a little loop knot for your, and then you could clip that and put UV glue on there or whatever else. But that's what you would use for a leader line to attach to a swivel or something like. Ouch! Well, take my blood, poke myself in my finger. Yeah, I don't know. And the knots and stuff, I think I kind of know what they are, and sometimes I spit them out, and then I may be wrong. I like the one tie knot loop, run the line through, and come back through and loop knot side. Yeah, see that a lot of people like those too. I like that knot too. So you can adjust your loop knot real down, real tight when you use that. But I'm so used to just like putting it on there and doing it the way I was taught when I was a kid. So I've probably caught I don't know this well. Last year in 2023, I caught about 3,200 crappie. So I think that was about where I was at my final score. But there was a couple of days where we caught hundreds in a day. So now, granted, they're 4 to 8 inches long, but is what it is. I call it drop knot, run a line through the hole and jig around the finger twice, then run it through the jig through the loop. Yeah. David Smith, good morning. Okay, I always mess up the loop knot when making The Kentucky rig. Yeah, see, and when I do that one where I run through and then I can make that, I then run this through 3 times and pull. I like that because you almost never mess up where you want it. You put it where you want it, and then you bend and then that's where you tie your loop. Now you may mess up in the length of your lead from here to your line, to the knot, but usually you don't mess up the loop when you do that. So you can make skipjack rigs and stuff like that. Here in Kansas, you can only have 2 hooks on, unless you're fishing for skipjack. If you're fishing for skipjack, now they allow you, I think, to have 3, or I mean, it might even be up to 6 now. I can't remember. Hey, Gregory, how many skipjack flies can you have on in Kansas now to skipjack fish? 6, ain't it? I can't remember. Skipjack rules for Kansas. I'm gonna look it up. We're gonna find out. Yeah, I can't even find it on here. Both frogs. You'd think they'd put skipjack in here. Let's see what it says. New for 2022. Because I think that's when the rule came out. Commercial bait, get your shed, skipjack herring. Yeah, you're only allowed 3 on your rig. Never even looked at the rules up here in Arkansas. I see, when I see Arkansas, I want to say Arkansas. Y'all call it Arkansas, but it's Arkansas. The state. If you look back at old encyclopedias when the territory was founded, it was actually pronounced Arkansas. The pronunciation for it, which I think is funny because you can't convince anybody from Arkansas that that's true. You just got to go find a dictionary or an encyclopedia from the 1800s. Because here we call it the Arkansas River, not the Arkansas River. Nobody here, I mean, everybody says the Arkansas River. And it's Arkansas City instead of Arkansas City. I think it's funny. Some of the way that some of these states have been named and what have you. I'm tying one of these with the white, just one of these heads with a white to see what I think about it. And I don't know if I like it or not, but we're going to find out here in a minute. I just got tired of tying the same thing. I'll do that. I'll be tying somebody's stuff up, and then I'll break off and start tying a few for me because I just want to see how things are going to work. I'm going to go try this one today. There's usually a difference between buying a skipjack rig and tying your own. Yeah. You say Arkansas and people hate you. That's funny, Matt. What's funny is you're right. But try to convince people of that. That's, one of those things. I tell people, you don't believe me, come to Kansas. Watch the news for a day, especially during Riverfest and stuff. They'll tell you what it says. Of course, the Arkansas River, or Arkansas River as we say it here, spans the entire state but there's only in water in from about Dodge City to here, or well to Oklahoma. See, that one looks more shady. Those two pieces of rubber are stuck together. Come apart. Gregory, what'd you get from the thrift store? Now that you're home, we can do show and tell time for Gregory. See, focus, you stupid camera. There you go. See, that looks good. I like that one. I'm gonna tie up a few of them too, just to have for today. I don't normally use this heavy of a jig out there, but I just have to run a bigger bobber. But maybe I can chunk it further and get out. I don't know. They should be moving here. Where we live at. The crappie should they're going to be spawning in another month, like full spawn. May for my area is full spawn, but the water temperatures are already 52 to 54, depending on which lake you're at. So it won't take about 3 more weeks, and that water is going to be 62, 63 with our weather patterns that we've been having. Prayers for you, Keith. That foot to get healed up. Well, come here, Gregory. If you're going to be sitting over there throwing it around and stuff, I asked you if you wanted to show your show and tell stuff. Or at least I thought I did. I know I said something about it. That didn't lay right. All right, come here. Ah! What you got, Gregory? An NRA shirt. That'll make a few liberals a little upset, won't it? We don't care. Right on, Puerto Rico. Always tease my wife, and so does Gregory. Every time Gregory sees something from Puerto Rico, he's got to get it because my wife is a quarter Puerto Rican. So it's just every time Gregory sees something Puerto Rico, he's got to grab it. I think it's funny. Dave, I have a question for you. Show us how to put the paint on the jig heads in a later video. Actually, Stuart, if you go back, I got maybe not last year, but the year before, I did a live on powder coating, but I also did a video on how I powder coat. I mean, I could do it again. I mean, it's a matter of going out to the shop and doing it. But it's a pretty easy process. It doesn't take long. But there is video. I do have videos. If you go back and look at I know there's a lot of videos now, but you'll just go back a year or a year and a half ago, and it'll actually say painting jig heads or powder coating jig heads is the title of the video. I don't mean to make you have to go search, but that's easier than going out there and making a whole nother video. Gregory, everybody's hollering at you and saying hi, Gregory. He just ran off. He's in there having a conversation with Matthew. I should take the laptop in there and put it around the corner. Y'all would see him talking. He talks up a storm. Y'all just don't ever see him. It's like a 5-year-old kid always asking questions. It's still nice, but it's also annoying. Hey, Gregory, Two Stands is in here. Jody's in here. Gregory, come here. Look. That comment's for you right there. You got to come over here so you can read it and they can see, Gregory. There, look. See? What does that say right there? Oh, Jody's got to go wash her hair. She must have catfish slime in there. Did she go fishing last night? or she just need to wash it because she got bedhead. What do you think, Gregory? Think Jody's got bedhead? She gotta go wash her hair so it'll recurl up. That's why Gregory keeps short hair, because when he gets bedhead, it'll like do like mine. See, like mine's starting to get long, but like it'll like stick up. Like Gregory's would be like all like this, and like this side be all like this. That's what when Gregory gets up in the morning, he got long hair. It looks like that. I decided that my time is precious to me. I'm not gonna go sit in a barber chair for no more and have to worry about it. My problem is I'll set an appointment and I'll forget about it. And even if I put it on my phone, I like something will happen where it. I just decided I'm just gonna go back to long hair. It's been a long time since I've had long hair. Probably 10 years or so since I've had long hair. Yeah, I think it's been about that long. Part of it was because of being in the wheelchair and being so heavy. I was like always hot, and now I'm just, I don't know, I'm just done. I'm gonna rebel for a while and become a hippie again. I'll be like old Chad Thomason. He got a pretty long braid, and that's my hair's so curly. That's what when it gets long, I just braid it. I'm turning back into a hippie. But I will not man bun my hair. I know there's a few of us YouTubers that man bun their hair. Hey, butterflies and sunshine, good morning to you. But yeah, we will not man bun my hair. I'm not going there. I'll put it up in a ponytail, but I will not man bun it. But also, I can't get no more tattoos for at least a year because of the blood thinners. I don't bleed all over Merle while he's tatting me up. Like all my tattoos on my whole body, except for the two that, or I guess the one that I got left that has not been covered up, is I did myself on my knee when I was a young man. Sitting on the couch one day, drunk with your buddy, and go, "Hey, I got a good idea. Let's take that busted tape player and take the motor out of there. Give me that pin. Oh, you got it ever sharp? Oh, even better. Got a little brass guide in there." I probably did 20 some tattoos with that little homemade, basically, backyard gun. My wife was so mad. Sitting there watching me tattoo my arm. I can't find anything. One article says 100 hooks, another says 5, so on. All have.
Oh my God. Put it on the fridge.
Yeah, I don't know. They're in the state of Kansas. Things are so weird. They're like, you can do this, and then the next year you can't do this. Then and then the next year you go back to doing this. Or problem is our Fish and Game Commission here in Kansas sucks.
Hey, there's your name.
They ain't none of them even fish, I bet you. All right, there's another one. I kind of like them. I'm gonna tie one more of those. Dave can't find any. Yeah, see, I already read that. Another stunning jig, Dave. Well, I appreciate it, Stuart. Y'all are awesome, each and every one of you.
Avid's on.
What's Avid doing? Fishing?
Driving.
Avid's driving. So we're going to end here before too long, and y'all want to watch Avid drive somewhere. He might be going fishing. I'm going to go fishing later, but where I go fishing, I don't have much signal. I don't know. I guess if we get into some crappie, I might try to go live. I don't know. I got too many feathers building up down here. Too much trash laying around. Get rid of some of this, Dave. That's my problem. Is I need to get one of them little trash sacks that go in your lap. Have my son make me a little leather thing that sits right here that catches all this trash.
Are we going to keep that bug out? Nah.
Okay. And also, Matt, want to be outdoors? I like I said last week, I got some material that I'm going to work on some jigs for you, but I got to pour a bunch of smalls this week. So I'm in the whole rubber thing. I keep forgetting to tie your rubber-tailed jigs that you was wanting. I apologize. My brain. I've written it down twice on 2 different tablets, and I just keep forgetting. But let me get the rest of this order done, and then get Austin's out. They're chasing skips. So they're really needing these like now so they can get enough bait. I don't mean to put somebody in front of somebody else, but it's kind of how the order went down. Bill, welcome in. These are some heavy jigs for 3/16, but see that one's got, I don't know what are you doing? There's like that thing's got a weird bump on his head. I guess where I filed or cleaned it wrong. I didn't file these. These are so big that I just I got an old knife that I rub over it and it smooths out that head. So let's go back to the green, and I'll finish off those 2 green ones. Boy, you make a lot of noise, Gregory. Why didn't you need to get Rosie's nails cut? We've bought like 4 pairs of dog nail clippers, and they're all junk. And like Rosie's nails, they don't get too long because she digs in the yard, so we got basically potholes everywhere in the backyard. She's actually dug. What's funny is, hey Gregory, go get some of your bottles real quick that she's dug up. She's been digging in our backyard, and our backyard used to be like old. Back in the 1800s, it was like apartments and stuff for inner city. Like here in Kansas, for some reason, in the 40s and 50s and 60s, they had a lot of apartments. I think it was just because people were renting places out and that were usable, livable spaces. But we're on our property. This was a business in 1920 that was for radiators and brakes. So there was actually, my bathroom is fully asbestos lined, solid asbestos board. So as long as you're not, grinding or sanding on it, it's not going to hurt you. It's solid state. And so like my bathroom's very well insulated. And then, well, here, Gregory, you can show them. So like these are, I don't break it. So like these are the bottles that Rosie has dug up out of the backyard. So this one, well, you can show me right there. Just show it. So all these dogs, the dog has dug out of our backyard about over a foot deep. So Gregory's finding treasures in the backyard, and we looked up a few of these bottles. They're actually worth some money. You know, a couple of them were like $40. You know, I mean, that may not be a lot of money to some, but to Gregory, he hit the jackpot. Cheating on me with Dave. Actually, Kelly, he got my jigs. He got my jigs like a year and a half ago, bud. Maybe even longer than that now. Matt did. I actually knew Matt way before I knew Kelly. Not to be biased there, but I mean, truth is truth, man. Oh, I was going to tie up. Yeah, that's fine. I got to color more, anyways. I was going to tie up this as a green, and I'm sitting here and tying it as a white. We're going to go ahead and finish this off. I'm going to put the green in the flash in it, though. I'll put this. This will be one for me for today. I'm just going to use some big jigs today to see what happens. It's awful windy out there. I mean, they're calling for 30-mile-an-hour winds today. This jig's still going to look good because of what I'm fixing to do is we're going to do, and I may just do some of these too, white tails, because we're still going to use that green body. I'm going to cut that thing right there to make it easier to handle because that was pretty long. Hey, be careful with the baby. Delmy, quit trying to pick her up by her belly. Put your hands between her front legs and cup her chest and pick her up that way. Quit trying to squeeze her sides like she's a can of vegetables.
Let's pick my baby up.
There you go. That's how you do it. Poor baby. That baby puppy had her belly split open so we could fix her. I don't want no little rats running around here. Chances are she'd get out the fence and get humped by something, and we'd have some uglier babies than her. But we did get her eye fixed. Our little Chihuahua puppy had a cherry eye, like the third eyelid sticking out. See, that's a good jig. I'll start and put it up instead of showing y'all. See, I like that one too. That one's mine. Put it over there, Dave. While I'm at it, I'm just gonna tie another one. I'll finish tying up Daryl stuff here after a little while.
You done yet?
You come show the rat. See, look. She ain't got the cherry eyeball no more. They fixed her eyeball. Her little rat. Oh, her little rat. Oh, her little rat. But they split her from stem to stern. All right, so this one I'm going to do with a white head, a white tail, get a nice big feather.
Get away from her.
There we go, a nice big feather.
My baby, not yours.
And these are all hackle feathers, so you got to place and clip, or you can stack. I don't like to stack because I never get them even that way. This way you can go like this. I mean, so like if you want it like that long, you go that long. But this just means I can judge easier the length I want my feather to be by doing it this way. So this may not be the proper way. This is just the way I tie.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. We're still going to do, if I can get a hold of it, 2 of those. Yeah, now Kelly's in denial. Kelly, denial is a river in Egypt. I forgot to call you back too yesterday, Kelly. I'm sorry, but man, I got busy. I went and put the bottom end in my boat. So now my motor's back together. Then I found where the rats or mice have eaten through the fuel line. So I got to get me a new piece of 3/8-inch fuel line today. And then I'll get that hooked up, and then I can put the starter back on because the fuel line goes back behind the starter. And then that'll be done. Hey, real time. John, how you doing, bud? So let me fix the camera. I'm like all still pointing over there for Naomi. Um so we I got that back together, and then while Gregory was crawling up underneath there, we were putting a steering cable up in there too. So when Gregory was crawling underneath there to help me run my steering cable, we noticed that there's some other things that need to be addressed. So like the buck boards, what the pontoon set on, the wood, they're rotten. 2 out of the 6 are bad, one's broken. So now I got to go buy 16-foot or 4 16-footers and 4 10-footers, or 2 10-footers, sorry. 4 16-footers and cut them down to 14-foot 6, and then get 2 10-footers and carpet them, and then replace all the buckboards on the pontoon. So there's another 200 and some dollars. Probably, well, be probably about $100 in lumber, and probably gonna be $200 in that stupid carpet, because that stuff's like $3 a foot. I guess I'll probably just order it off of Cabela's. The buckboards are okay for now. See, that one turned out good too. White head, green body, white tail. I'm gonna keep that one for myself today too. So, but then I'm gonna get those buckboards replaced. I mean, I could take it to the lake the way it is. It just half the bolts are like this far screwed out, and you try to, I don't, you can wiggle them, so they probably vibrate out on the way to the lake and just cause more damage. So I need to get it fixed. David Smith, I don't know if I said hi to you, bud, or not, but hi. So like with the pontoon boat, so like the captain's console, I went ahead and got a 16-foot steering cable because the other one was 14 foot, and I figured the 2 extra feet would help move it up and over. But moving this, I just wasn't paying attention to the way the cable was ran up underneath there. So now my cable's a lot like 2 foot too long. I should have went back with a 14, even though I'm moving the console over and up. So what I've decided to do is I'm probably going to move the console as far forward as I can get the electronics to reach, which will be like right beside the side gate. So you can buy that carpet in rolls that are so wide and long. Yeah, I know. They got 12-inch, and then like 16 and 24 foot or 24 wide. I'm going to see how wide, because I'm going to like a 2x6 or a 2x4, because that's what mine are, 2x4s. So a 2x4, you're talking 3.5 inches at 7.5 inches, so 10 inches. So you need at least 10-inch wide carpet to make, wrap around the back and make it touch. And they had a 10-inch roll, but it's $3 a foot, and I thought that was ridiculous. So, but Cabela's has got it for like $1.50 a foot, but they only sell 25-foot rolls, which runs it short. And do you put a seam in the middle of the board, or do you just want one solid smooth piece? Or do you go to the carpet store and get a 15-foot roll and only buy 4 feet of the roll, and use the indoor outdoor type carpet? I mean, what do you guys use? Do you just actually go to the boat store and pay the $3 a foot, or do you buy it from Cabela's and then have seams in it? Or, I mean, this is where I'm stuck right now. And that, I mean, I just found this out that I needed to replace them yesterday. I thought I only had to replace one, which was going to be no big deal. Now, the carpet that's underneath there is just like this old shag kind of plasticky indoor outdoor stuff. It's got 1/4 inch, maybe 3/8 of an inch of shaggy stuff on it. I'm assuming probably 100% polyester stuff. I seam it. I guess if you're stapling it and stuff, it don't really matter, and it's going to be laying on there, so it'll hold it down or whatever. So, but yeah, I got to replace all 4 that the tune's set on, so 2 to each tune, and then the 2 center guides for the tunes to run on there straight. But also the 2 centers for it to run on straight, they're so far in, it makes no sense why you've got that much span. I mean, like literally from the tune to that inner buck is like, 14 inches or so. There's only like 2 foot between the 2 things. maybe 3. So I'm going to move them out to where they're only like, I want them to where they're only like that far from the inner tubes or the inner tunes. I want that boat to pretty much center itself when it gets up there. That's what those 2 inners are supposed to be for. I remember back in the day, Jason trying to load this boat many a times where, you had to, once you started to pull it up out of the water, somebody had to go back there and push the thing over to get it to settle down into the freaking doodads. Do you not have a Lowe's close to you? Well, yeah, but Lowe's sucks. I hate Lowe's. I go to Home Depot. But I didn't go back and look at Home Depot. Usually Home Depot and Lowe's only sell 12-foot rolls, and I wanted to get a 15 just so I could cover the whole board. But like Jody just said, seam it. I mean, does everybody else say seam it? Just go for it. I know you just go get indoor-outdoor carpet. It's cheap. But yeah, there's a Lowe's. I just don't like going in there because blue stores around here, you got to have the orange, man. Google it online, $9 to $29 for a 25-foot roll, depending on the width and length. Well, I did Google it, but I'd seen all that stuff and I got to thinking, well, if they got all this stuff on here, well, what was it at the boat store? Then I called the boat store and about had a stroke. Boat store was like, oh yeah, we want $3 a running foot. I was like, you got to be joking me. That'd be like $230 in just carpet to do the boat. Jody says she's got a few skipjack. What are you doing, Greg? Oh, you found the box. All right, guys. Well, I think we're about done. We went to 9:37 today, and I'm getting actually kind of tired, and I want to save my energy for fishing. Y'all don't realize that hold your hands up like this for that extended amount of time. Is a little, usually I tie jigs where, or used to be, I tied jigs to where hey, quit trying to move her.
I'm trying to, she's sitting on my lap and I'm trying to situate her.
Why? Let her situate herself. That dog gonna be whining all day long. Naomi is the type of person that if you tell her don't pick up that animal, it bites. She is the type that goes, oh, it won't bite me. Oh, animals love me. Da, 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 da. And guess what? 9 times out of 10, she gets bit. She's been bitten by cats, dogs. She'll go try to snatch somebody's baby up. Just hold the baby.
Unless I know her.
I know if that's what I'm saying. If you know them, you'd run like her sister back when her sister had kids. Her sister's like, you gotta wash your hands. Now he's like, give me that child.
I wash my hands.
Yeah, now he's like, I ain't washing my hands. It's a baby. It needs germs. Yeah, we used to dump the Cheerios for our children on the carpet in the living room, build them immunities up. And we lived on a farm, and we didn't take our shoes off when we came in the house. We just kept the carpets vacuumed, and but now Gregory don't hardly ever get sick. So, but anyways, guys, yeah, Pontoon Jody says, I love Naomi. She's giggling in here. All right. There's another one. So anyways, guys, I appreciate y'all. I really do. I do feel better. I'm still exhausted. So like I said, if you got jigs coming, be patient with me. I'm going to do as much as I can this weekend and get everybody mailed out on Monday, because chances are I ain't going to make it to the mailbox today, because I doubt if I'd have to tie another 24 jigs before I went to the mailbox, and that'll take me over an hour, or take me right at an hour. So God made dirt, and dirt don't hurt. Right, Gregory? What are you eyeballing? Get away from my jigs. I tied them for me. Like he's like leaning. Look, I'm catching. Gregory got caught leaning over and looking and gazing. Look, there's Gregory and Gregory. Look, there's Gregory and Gregory and Gregory and Gregory and Gregory and Gregory. Uh-oh, you were stuck in 12 dimensions just then. Anyways, y'all be blessed. Y'all have a great day. Thank y'all for coming in.
Don't do
We
that.
love each and every one of you. Y'all be blessed and go tie something. We out of here.
Greg.
There's Naomi yelling for Gregory already.